acupuncturist. What is happening? Okay, so tonight I want to talk to you, or today I want to talk to you about dry needling. Here's what happened. Recently I got an email from an acupuncturist. So this acupuncturist wrote me an email and they said that they had been in practice for a while and they had a really successful practice and everything was going great in their practice. So it wasn't like they were struggling in their practice at all. And then they'd been paying attention to all the posts on Facebook lately about dry needling. So if you guys are paying attention to these posts in all of our groups out there, there are so many of them that are popping up now with either, pictures of somebody that's done dry needling or just another state that has passed dry needling. I even posted one of those once. And there's a lot of fear based behind these posts. And so this acupuncturist that had written to me, he was talking about how even though he had a successful practice, all these posts were really starting to get to him and all this fear about the dry needling. He was even second guessing becoming an acupuncturist and really questioning his career and profession. And it was really starting to cause a lot of anxiety for this person, which in turn is going to affect his practice. So this is just one person that wrote to me out of a ton of acupuncturists that are really upset and scared about this dry needling thing. So this got me thinking. I started to think about my last post that I posted about dry needling, and that was having to do with how Colorado had just passed a law that dry needling was legal now by the PTs in the state, and how, this is just going to continue happening. Like, we're actually not gonna win the legal battles against dry needling. We're most likely not gonna win them because as a profession, we don't really have a lot of finances behind us, nor do we have a lot of cohesion yet. We're still working on the cohesive part of our profession. So when I put out my last post on dry needling, there was a lot of acupuncturists that started to write back. One acupuncturist particularly stood out to me. I think they were in Switzerland. And they said that even though dry needling had happened in their country, in the long run, it really didn't affect the acupuncture profession at all. And then I got to start to think about how all these posts on dry needling right now are fear-based and they're scarcity-minded. It's all about what are the dry needlers going to take away from our profession? What are they going to take away just job-wise, patient-wise, all this stuff? It's all based in scarcity. And I think one of the most powerful things that we can do right now as a profession is to start focusing back in on all the value that we have to offer, and get excited about our profession again and confident about our profession again, how we are moving forward in the mainstream medical world, and focus in again on all the abundance that we are adding to this profession rather than everything that just some dry needlers could possibly take away from us. And quite honestly, dry needlers, they don't know the art, or the depth of our medicine at all. And so they can't even really hold a candle to what we can do for patients and the medical services that we can offer. What we could do in a hospital is so beyond what just someone who's learned how to dry needle can do. And we need to focus back in on that. You know, we really need to focus back in on the abundance of what we have to offer. You know, I think that, you know, something else to think of is this. I'm on a mission, you know, to mainstream and forward the medicine. And perhaps we actually really need this dry needling to happen. And we need MDs and PTs and what else? Chiropractors, everybody interested in our medicine in order to forward and mainstream our medicine. You know, this actually could be a means to the end. This actually could get a lot more attention from the insurance companies to cover acupuncture. This actually could be helping to forward our medicine rather than taking away from our medicine. And so I really, really, really encourage all of you acupuncturists out there to start to focus back in on the abundance of what we have to offer our profession rather than what just some dry needling can take away from our profession, which is just the scarcity mindset, which actually we could even start to think of what can the dry needlers actually contribute to our profession. So, you know, I really highly encourage you also to be very aware of what input are you putting into your head and which Facebook groups are you following. That's why something that I really focus on is positive messages, because positivity always wins in the end. You know, all this fear and scarcity minded stuff that you see in some of these groups, it's not good to fill your head with. You know, like I said, the acupuncturist that wrote to me, he had a booming practice, but all of these posts were super getting to him and he was starting to get really anxious about being an acupuncturist. And I know that he's not the only one that's happening to. I know that there are acupuncturists out there struggling with this. I know it. We talk about it online sometimes. So the message is to not worry about dry needling, to cupping for life. Yeah. It is to focus back in on and get excited and confident about yourself as an acupuncturist again, about what you can add to the profession, not what dry needling is taking away from you, but what is dry needling actually adding to our profession? You know, what kind of acknowledgement and attention are we getting from the Western medical world because of this? And this perhaps is the stepping stone that we need in order to forward our medicine and to come from this place of abundance and positivity and confidence in your medicine and all that you have to offer as a full 4-year trained grad school acupuncturist with so much knowledge to offer, so much depth to what you know about the human body and the medicine and how you can help people. And keep your focus there on the abundance of what we as acupuncturists bring to the medical world. And that is my dry needling message for you. So please share this video because we really need to shift the acupuncturist profession away from the fear factor of all this dry needling stuff happening. All right. I love you guys. See you soon.